Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout, and this is another one that I got done at the crop and with a bunch of scraps. So I made sure to bring some cardstock with that pattern paper because literally all I had, I think the biggest sheet of pattern paper is this one right there, which was about 6 or 7 by 12. And I'm just going to end up cutting off the branding strip, and I'm going to use the rest of the pattern papers just the way they are. So I thought maybe of doing this page vertically, and I'm going to play with that for a little bit, see if I can add some washi tape, just to try to change it up. But the more I looked at it, I really liked those lines on the pattern paper to go vertically and not horizontally. But I'm going to play with this thought for a few minutes, and then I want to start flipping the photos around, and then once I do that, then I'm going to flip that big pattern paper too, like the one that is striped. Before I went to my crop, I went through my washi tape and I kind of decided on about 10 or 15 of them. I just kind of went through all my kits and decided on 1 or 2 that would really coordinate with each kit. And then that way, whatever kit I took out during my crop, I knew that I would find some type of washi tape that would coordinate. Now, as you can tell, as I'm putting, this together, I don't have a lot of embellishments because this was a page kit that I put together from scraps. So not only from scraps of pattern paper, but also scraps of embellishments. But this is what I'm talking about when I say, as you're at the crop, you start putting your pages together, keep all your embellishments in one spot, and you don't have to worry about taking extra embellishments with you, because as you're finishing off those first few page kits and you put them, in my case, I put them in a big baggie, you can go and dig into those and find some more embellishments. Okay, so the first thing I did was cut down my pictures to about 3.5 by 4, and then I'm going to mount them on this darker gray. It's darker than what I'm going to use for the background, and I'm going to mat my photos. Now, if you've seen one of my newest videos, you saw I bought a new mat, and this is why. This is the only smaller mat that I have, and it's really difficult when you're trying to mat some photos. I didn't even bother taking my rulers that I usually put up against the photo, and I can just cut a perfect layer. It's called the Perfect Layers ruler. I didn't even bother bringing that because my mat is so small that it makes it difficult for me to mat my photos the way I normally do. But now for next crop, or even at home, I have this new little mat that is from, it's a Gorgeous Girl one. It's so cute. Now, I had some other scraps that were these strips from Bella Boulevard, but I'm not going to end up using them. As you can tell, I'm kind of taking the paper where I only have 6 by 12. Once I cut it, I'm committed. So I'm just kind of taking the pattern paper. I'm thinking, do I want to make a border strip at the top, a border strip at the bottom? I'm just kind of moving the paper to see how I like it visually. And once I put it vertically like this, I decided that that's what I wanted to do. So once I decide what I want to do, I'm just going to start gluing down. Now that I'm looking at using those borders at the top and the bottom, I think that would have been super cute also. I really like those clouds and I like the polka dots, but that's not the route that I'm going to take. I'm going to end up just taking some washi tape. And sometimes that's just, how your brain sees it at the moment. For some reason, it doesn't like it. So you go in a different route. And then, especially for those of us that do videos and we see ourselves after doing the layout, we're like, oh, well, that didn't look that bad. I could have left that. But for some reason at the time, I didn't like those big border strips. I'm going to take this frame, and it's kind of a double frame, but I'm just going to take the bigger frame, and I'm going to do my journaling there, and I'm also going to do an embellishment cluster. So while I'm finishing putting that together, today is June 26th. So this should be the day that this is going up, because I'm doing the voiceover and then I'm going to upload it to YouTube. So as long as I'm not having any uploading issues, which I did have last week. But anyway, I'm a day late uploading this, and somehow I keep forgetting how when I started work on Sunday. So I worked Sunday, Monday, and I'm working tonight, Tuesday night. And I always forget how demanding that job is, and that by the time I get home, there is no way I can even do just a simple voiceover because my brain can't think anymore. So I had the whole video ready, and I thought I was running out of time because I'm working on my 2-page spread class, and I wanted to get to a certain place, before I went back to work, which I did get. The class is just about complete. It should be available by the weekend. And so I wanted to get to a certain spot. So I just got the video ready, and I thought, I can do the voiceover like Sunday night. No. I came home on Sunday night and my brain was fried and I just could not do anything. And I thought yesterday I could come home and maybe do the voiceover and put it up last night, but there was just no way. The end of the day, I can't even make 2 sentences to put together. And sitting down for 12 hours, now that I haven't been doing it, and guess what? Today it's been a year today, as I'm saying this, that I've been part-time. So yes, when I go in and I have to sit and I can't move from my desk for 12 hours, at the end of the day, everything's really stiff and really hurts, and it just adds to the exhaustion and just the volume of calls and just everything else. So, it's up today, and I'm going to have one on Thursday because tonight is my last night. Yay. And then I have 3 weeks off. And what better time to have 3 weeks off just as summer is beginning, right? So we have all kinds of plans for the next couple of weeks because my husband is also going to have some time off. So we're going to also be doing a bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot. I ripped that blue one off because remember that bag that I said that I keep all my extra embellishments? Well, when I went through it and I looked at the embellishments, I saw this one that I had made. I can't remember where I had done that one, either on YouTube or on the Scrapathon. I had made this embellishment cluster. It's already all done for me. And I thought this looks really great with this layout, so I want to use that. But the problem is, the reason I ripped everything up again is because the way that the arrow is pointing, if it went to the right of the photos, it was kind of pointing off the page. And this way, it's pointing towards the photo. So I just absolutely love that. And these are pictures of us, at the zoo. And this says yummy treats. And usually when we go at the zoo, we make sure that, there's a restaurant in there and we have food and ice cream and whatever they have available. And then I had another embellishment cluster that said Wicked Smart, and the reason I'm going to use that is because every year we get a family membership, and then that way Mason and Jess, it's a place for them that they can go and just go spend an afternoon. Mason absolutely loves just walking around. It's such a beautiful zoo. Plus, there's a playground in there that he really loves. So it's just wicked smart for us to get the family membership every summer, which this weekend we're having Mason for the weekend. So I think we're going to go for our first time this year at the zoo, and it'll be his second time. So that's the reason I moved everything around, was to accommodate that embellishment with the arrow. But I think I don't end up using a lot of the embellishments that I had put with this page kit, but that's fine because I ended up using 2 of these embellishment clusters that I had put together beforehand, and they're nicely all layered up and everything. So I really like how this turned out. A lot of times what I'll do to add a crop is after I get a few page kits done and I just don't feel like going into a page kit, what I'll do is I'll go through my leftover pattern papers and I'll go through my leftover embellishments, from the pages that I've just made, and I'll make a page using the leftover pattern paper and leftover embellishments, because I find scrapping with scraps so much easier than starting with, brand new sheets of pattern papers. As a matter of fact, the last crop that I went to, the first hour, what I ended up doing was I had brought a whole bunch of embellishments that were just leftovers, from different page kits. And I sat there and I made embellishment clusters for the first hour. And that just because I was exhausted and I just wanted to start my mojo going. And I did that for about an hour. I ended up doing, I don't know, 10 or 11 clusters. And then I put that away and then I started my scrapbook layout. So I don't know if you can tell, but on the bottom right cluster that was already made for me, there was already some gray enamel dots. So I wanted to keep the gray going, so I just went into my stash of enamel dots, and I'm just trying to find some more gray enamels or enamel dots so that I can put some in the other embellishment clusters. Okay, so the only thing left to do is to put my title, and I use some of these new thickers that I bought at Crop and Create. It's from the Vicky Bouton line, and I've just about exhausted all those alphas, but I'm trying to make as many titles as I possibly can with that set. And that's going to complete this layout. There is going to be some photos following this. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. If you want to be notified when I upload a video, don't forget to hit that little bell. If you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up and maybe leave me a comment down below. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.